Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Beyonce's side of the internet. I'm Sharonda, and during this video, I'll be talking about a book, and that book will be The Coldest Secret Ever by N'dia Rae. So let's get into this thing, shall we? Okay, so y'all, this book was wild. Okay, I found this book through of course Kindle Unlimited. Was looking for something different to read, outside of my regular romance reads, and I was drawn in by the cover, which is of course on this side. Okay, y'all, okay, so when I said I wanted something different, this author came through and gave me something totally different. So in this book, we have Logan, who is a former beauty queen pageant, who now has a what seems on paper, very happy, successful lifestyle, right? She's married to a wealthy man. She has a great career, successful career in TV, and, she has a little daughter. So, for all intents and purposes, everything should be good, right? Not so much. Not so much. So when we go inside this book, we have Logan, who is talking to a psychiatrist, and she's just not in a good place, right? Even though everything is supposed to be good, she's not in a good place. Mentally, she's messed up. Her marriage isn't going so great. She feels like, someone's following her. Things just aren't going right. So when we get into the crux of this story, y'all, it is wild. So what I liked about this story is getting the different POVs. So remember I said Logan feels like she's being followed, like things not right, like, things are just going to fall apart, like something's just going to come to a head. And for context purposes, right, Logan doesn't know anything about her childhood, or she was raised by her aunt and uncle, and she was told by them and the rest of her family members that, her mother got hooked on drugs real bad, was out there in them streets, right? Basically threw Lola away when she had her, and, she passed on. So Logan doesn't really know anything about her mother. I keep saying Lola because here's the thing. So all these bad things start happening to Logan, right? Her husband is sent a picture of her having like group sex with some men, right? Not a picture, a video, honey. Then that video sent not just to her husband, then to his job, then to her job. Somebody is trying to wreck this lady's life, right? And the person looks just like her. So Logan's like, oh shit, I got a twin. Like, I have to have a twin because I don't do these things. Why would I do these things? So she, and nobody's really believing her. Like, they're like, girl, like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, you self-sabotaging, something's going on. But Logan's like, no, I would never do these things. So we get this when we start to get another POV from Lola, who is supposed to be Logan's twin sister. Now, Lola is jealous of Logan because Logan grew up happy, safe, had a nice childhood, and then she grew up, she was in all these pageants, then she went on to get married, she has this successful lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, and she's married to this wealthy man, beautiful daughter. And Lola, who was, was the twin that didn't get adopted by the aunt and uncle, she grew up in foster care, was abused majority of her life. Now she's out there in them streets, and she wants her twin sister Logan to take the downfall. She wants Logan to suffer like she is suffering. So she's doing all these things to make Logan look bad. I'm just gonna tell you right now, this story was wild as fuck, and I really love that the author gave us these dual POVs of these two sisters, like, kind of like the evil sister, the evil twin, good twin type storyline, right? The evil twin is trying to sabotage everything that this good twin has built to maintain. But y'all, that's not it. When we get to the end of this story, we find out that Logan does not have a twin sister. Now we're reading the story, she's going throughout this book trying to find this girl. Like, trying to understand why she's trying to ruin everything. Like, what is the problem? Like, and then, we're getting the crux, we getting additional stories as well. Like, maybe everything isn't so good for Logan in this lifestyle. Husband, of course, shit. You know what I'm saying? She likes her job, but she don't necessarily love it. And all these stresses that is going on has made Logan branch off into, y'all, the fucking girl got a multiple personality disorder. Okay, so a traumatic event happened to Logan when she was a child, and because she repressed that so much, it made her branch off into having these alter egos, right? These alternate personalities or whatever. Lola is the personality that is more bold and out there and willing to do all these things that Logan is supposed to have, like this perfect lifestyle on page and and on everything. So she's just like, oh my God, like, what is going on, y'all? So I really like that the author gave us the dual POV so we can understand, like, why was Lola so intent on really kind of like sabotaging her own life, and then y'all, we got to a part in the story where she hired this private investigator to find out about this twin sister. She wanted to confront her and find out, but this lady was investigating her own self, but she did not know it. She truly really did not know that she was investigating her own self, which was wild. The way the author told this story was so good. Love the multiple POVs, and then getting to understanding how people react to traumatic events, and when you're not able to fully reckon with that traumatic event, how people kind of like branch off into something else. And these stresses that Logan was currently feeling in her life, not being happy with her job, not really being happy with her marriage, just like feeling like nothing's connecting, nothing's not going right. How she kind of like branched off into this alter ego and still did not remember that she was her own destruction. Like, the matches, honey, let's get the torches, more than maybe 3, 4, 5 of these damn torches, and just burn everything down. It was crazy. The story was crazy, but I was so hooked on it. It was so good. But yeah, it was wild. And I think for me, it was just really trying to understand how Logan didn't know that she was her own destruction, because she didn't really know how to deal with handling how things were going in reality for her. You know what I mean? And how she had to break off into this alter ego, a Lola, to destroy everything, because she didn't want to be bothered with none of that anymore. It was crazy, but good. I highly recommend you check out the story. Now, the story does have content and trigger warnings. There is, like I said, mental illness on page, as far as Logan having the split personalities. Charlie was more, it was more than Lola going on up in that brain of hers. Okay. There's infidelity on page, mentions of drug use on page, and mentions of it, but not physically on page. And also there's a mention of childhood trauma, child molestation. It's not on page, but it is mentioned. Okay. So, but it all of that ties into, especially the childhood trauma, ties into what's going on with Lola now. Wild story. I highly suggest you checking out. If you're looking for something a little bit different outside of your normal reads, The Coldest Secret Ever is definitely a book to check out. Okay. But that is it for me. And until the next one, Lady Days, bye. Happy summer, and you probably won't see me again till July. Bye.